Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to Weininger Racing. What are we ready to get to work on Rally Bug? I promised a busy day, and it's going to be a busy day. So I'm going to start by cleaning out these areas here where I got to run beads. I got some paint there, and I'm going to try to actually get rid of some of that lead there, so I don't have that dribbling down into my my bead there. So let's see how that goes. Got this little Well, I tell you, they really piled that lead in there. That's how they smoothed out that joint. That lead probably goes up another inch there. Well, I think we're gonna have some lead dribbling down in there. Make sure my elongated holes line up properly there. Looks real good. we go. These things move around in there, so they're not always easy to get. There. All right. Boy, even at a low amperage, it just blows that metal away. Beginning to think we had some lead on that also. Yeah, let's get these screws out and we'll mount the top there. You guys could probably hear it, but you couldn't see it, how I was just having to just dab metal in there until I was able to beef it up again, and I'll be able to shape it by my grinder. But boy, that screw is hot. between the lead and the rust, thin metal, it's hard to get a good weld on this stuff. There is definitely lead there. Alright, let's see how this weld goes. Well, that went easier than the bottom one. So as you can see and possibly hear, this one went very well. No problem after I cleaned some of that lead out. This here, as I applied heat, the higher I got, the more it just went away, the metal. So I had to just dab metal from my stinger, the wire, just dab it in there until I built it up enough I can shape that then. Looks like these holes are lined up pretty good. Them screws there, I'll have to pull them out, but you can see that third one is lined up just right. So anyways guys, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up a little bit. I actually got to run to the hardware store and get a couple more screws. Then when I get back, we'll hang that door. We'll get that done. Okay. Well, guys, that went real smooth on this one. Yeah, well, maybe I spoke too soon. All right, why aren't you opening? All right, let me figure this out here. Actually, it feels like it's locked. It's not. Maybe that's a little bit too tight. Let me figure that out. Maybe spray a little WD-40 and I'll get it working real quick. You guys don't need to watch me fudging like so. All right, I'll be back. Okay, guys. After that little scare there, I figured things out. And after spraying some WD-40 everywhere and figuring out how the mechanism inside here works, it didn't seem to want to be letting loose, as you saw when I tried to do that. Now, one thing that's going on here, see that gap right there? This body, and if you go back to the slideshow of when I actually started working and building this thing, this body was totally rusted out. You see some repair I have to do. But on these convertible bodies, it had an additional structure down below. Well, when I got this thing, it was totally gone. And so I put this 120 wall 2x2 framework to take the place of that. Well, it looks like now that we're trying to put everything together and make it function, this body is not exactly straight. And I have this gap here. And what that does is it makes the latching mechanism real tight right there. So, as you see right now, I have to pull real hard. So, what I'm going to have to do to correct that is I'm going to make a plate that will go underneath this and actually bring this out about 1/8 of an inch or so. Because you can see it, when you close the door, it actually is resting up against there, creating the friction. It closes, but I got to fix that right there on this side. This side here, I kind of have that same problem. See that gap there? And it's still a little tight there. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make a couple of couple of plates just to bring that out. Obviously this isn't going to be airtight, so I'm not worried about a little bit of gap there. In fact, as you can see, there's a lot of patchwork and stuff I have to do. So this is never going to be a pristine bug. I was actually worried when I added that 1/16 of an inch on this side that I would force things this far, this direction, and screw things up that way. This seems to work fine, but I still, just to make it any easier, I'm gonna make those plates. See this, I really gotta yank on that to open this one up. And believe me, I had to do a little attitude adjustment on that thing. Where's anyways, I don't know where my little 2-pound sledge with the with the plastic handle, where that went, but oh, here. I saw that gap, and that's why there was a vice grip in here. I tried clamping this together, and then I had to hit this, but the first time opening up, it didn't want to open at all. But I got it open, figured out what I got to do to fix it. So I want to get the seat belts mounted. So I'm gonna come back from lunch. Got to make a sandwich, eat some food here. I'm getting hungry. And then we're going to mount some seat belts and mount the seats, because I'm expecting that bushing today. And by the end of this long day, I actually would like to take Rally Bug for a drive and take you guys along with me. So anyways, I'm going to go eat. We'll see you later. All right, guys, well, I'm back here. And so I did one thing real quickly. I had a mirror, and I mounted this mirror. Now, unfortunately, I had two of the same mirrors. This one here and the one with the broken lens. Now, this must be for a different year that does not have this crease, because if I mount it down here, I'm not getting the adjustment at all. But that's the only way that it will actually sit kind of square with the back. So I'm thinking that previous years had this curve go all the way up, because it will work there, but I don't like it all the way to the top there. And frankly, it should be sitting like that, which it can't. And so that side has a much taller foundation there, mount, whatever you want to call it, and this one stays real close. So if this curve was all the way up and this was able to mount like that, that would be fine. So I'm real glad I didn't. These guys yesterday with the mirror that was going to cut me a mirror, they wanted like $1 a minute labor. And I'm like, well, how long is it going to take? And they're like, well, we don't know. And I said, well, is it 30 minutes? Is it an hour? I mean, how? And so they kind of wanted an open-end bid, which would be foolish on my part. So I told them no. And I was going to just have different styles, one on each side. But now that I see that it doesn't work, it's like, okay, fine. So I am going to try to locate another one like this for the other side, because I think that turned out pretty cool. And that will have full adjustment. I'll be able to see behind me. And then I just want to get one of those ones that are just multi-mirror, up across there. I located one, and it was like 3 feet. I don't want 3 feet. I only want like a couple of feet. So that's what I'm going to be looking for that rear view mirror. So I got the bolts all set up to go in. These are the harnesses, the safety belts there. Here's the mounts. Little tabs I'm going to weld onto the frame to secure those. And these are good performance belts here. They lock you in there real good. And So that's how they fit. And so I'm going to go ahead and weld those tabs on. I don't want to mount the seats because I still have to install the bushing, which hasn't arrived yet. So I'm kind of in a spot here. I suppose I could mount one seat. I could mount the passenger or the driver's seat here and work on the other side, but you know, it'd just be handier not to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and weld these tabs on, and then at least the seat belts will be ready to mount. So why don't I put the camera so you guys can watch me do a little welding. So I got those tabs all welded in there. I can shoot those bolts down in there. Now, some people might think that, and it's true, like if I just weld on one side there, if there's a force trying to throw me out of the car, it could possibly tear it off there. But you see I wrapped it around the corner there. And if I hit anything hard enough to rip those loose, I don't think I'd be making it out of the car anyway. So I think that's gonna be good for now. I'm kind of on hold until I get the bushing, because that is the next step there. Let me think here. I do have the aluminum plate to build these sides here, so why don't I do that next? I'm going to work on that aluminum, maybe finish up the back cargo area today. And hopefully at some point this bushing shows up, because I really got to get this shifting mechanism working good before I can put the seats in. This it's a little rusty. I got to clean that up and be able to slide the bushing down here. And I'm just going to drill that hole around and put a bigger bolt through there instead of that's how they do it, which is with a lag screw and stuff. I don't like that lag screw operation. So anyways, let me get ready to cut some aluminum. and we'll see if we can't make those final panels for the back cargo area. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Well, guys, let me introduce you to Germany's revenge for World War II. Volkswagen Bug. Oh boy. So finally the bushing came in, and as I said in a previous video, I was going to use a nut and bolt and make that nice and tight, which I got that. There is no slack at all in here, and that works perfectly. But what I did was I struggled about a half an hour to get the bushing mounted onto the shifting rod, and that's down in there somewhere. But once I put that in there and got that all connected, everything beautiful, that bushing needs to slide into a ring that's down in there, like a little bracket with a ring, and then that's what secures the bushing. So then the rod can go back and forth and there's no play in it. So after struggling with the spring-loaded retainer to get the bushing on the rod, and did my super duper no slack in the coupler, I couldn't get that bushing into the ring. And the only thing I could figure is, Robert, that bushing has to go into the ring first and then slide the shift rod through it. So after spending, I don't know, an hour, hour and a half fudging around with all this BS doing it wrong, I get to take it all back apart again. And hopefully my second attempt will work. It's been a long time since I've done this, and that's the only thing I could figure. That bushing has got to go through that ring first and then slide the rod through. So I'm going to take everything apart and do it all over again, and hopefully this time is correct. But one good thing, while I was waiting for the bushing to get here, I did make up that piece there, which turned out absolutely beautiful. I'll have to I was a little disappointed with this welder, because this welder is a Heliarc welder, but it only works in DC. Well, anyone that knows anything about Heliarcing aluminum, you need an AC machine. So I can't weld aluminum with this welder. I can do stainless, I can do all the steels, but I cannot do aluminum. So, because what I want to do here is actually cut a plate to fit on top of this here. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. It's possible I could, you know, just make like a lid, hinge it, and so this will be like a little storage compartment here. I'll probably end up doing that because I can do that without any welding. But I think that turned out looking real good. But once my bushing came, I jumped onto that because, like I said, I want to drive Rally Bug, not just work on it. But shit, I'm gonna work on taking it apart, and if I'm successful, I'll bring you guys back and show you my second attempt at getting that damn bushing in there and getting that shifting mechanism nice and tight so I can actually go through the gears. So I'll see you guys in a little bit, and hopefully I'll have success. Anyways, we'll see you. Bye. So, a couple of problems there. I think my clutch, it needs to get tightened up. That's one problem with the shifting. And my damn throttle sticks. I got to figure out what's wrong with this linkage now. This guy here, I know I want to turn that so it's pulling straight through a hole instead of, that's kind of a jerry rig there. Fix that up. I'm going to tighten up my clutch. I put the clutch all the way down and it's not hitting the gears, even though they want to go into the gears. So, all right. Well, it was a fun little rip, and more work tomorrow. I got that shifter problem all worked out. You know, sometimes you just live and learn, and that was a learning experience. How the hell to get that bushing in there? Because once I figured out what I was going to do, it really just took me about 20 minutes to fix it. So, but yeah, this thing is an absolute ripper. I want to weed out all the bugs, and this will be ready to cruise on the streets. Yeah, that was fun. Guys, thanks a lot for watching today, and subscribe to the channel. We got more stuff coming. That tomorrow is going to get detailed. My son, that's kind of my son's project. I got it for him. And the carburetor is in. It just needs a good cleaning. He's kind of afraid to get in there and drive it because he might get bit by a Black Widow or something. Hey, that could be the name. Black Widow. I don't know if you guys saw the short we posted yesterday about the carburetor. Listen to the song. The song was Black Betty. So maybe we're going to name that thing Black Betty. We're still working on a name. You guys got any suggestions? Let us know. But I'm going to get in and edit this video and get it out to you guys. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and have a great evening.